Roger Walters, thank you for joining us on Jerusalem Dateline.
Well, it's really a pleasure to be with you today. I'm looking forward to it a lot.
So you've written or produced a documentary called Desettling the Facts, a deeper look at Israeli settlements. Tell us why you did this.
Basically, it's a kind of an anti-BDS documentary because I've supported the settlers, producers for some years now, buying their products via Lev Ha'olam. And, these people are just regular guys producing goods and farmers, and they're being, demonized worldwide at every opportunity. So I just felt they needed some kind of defense.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about the documentary.
So we started off in the UK interviewing some legal brains and people who understand about the history of the formation of Israel and Zionism. And then we took off and we spent a best part of a month in Israel touring around Judea and Samaria, interviewing not only settlers, but also some Palestinians, quite a few Palestinians. We also interviewed a couple of Palestinian activists who obviously gave us their perspective. And we really trying to give the perspective from the settlers' point of view, from the communities and the people who live in these areas.
So to invest this much time and energy in something, you must be an Israel lover. How did that happen?
Oh, that's a very good question. I think it happened in 1967 when the Six-Day War broke out, and a very close friend of mine we worked in an office together, said, we just got to go to Israel tomorrow and help the cause, help Israelis fight. I thought he was a bit crazy. However, we did sign up, and his mother wouldn't let him go. So I ended up going on my own as a mitnadev. And I spent a couple of years in Israel, 67, 68. And basically, I fell in love with Israel. But I sometimes wonder why I didn't stay. But I think that I needed to finish my education in the UK and not enough golf courses for me in Israel.
Okay. Yeah. So what do you want people to take away from your film?
I think I need them to understand who these settlers are, that they're not all ideologues, they're not crazies, they don't want to beat up Palestinians, they want to be friends with Palestinians. They know that when they are friends with them, and they have been friends with them, and I've seen when I was friends with them in the 60s, that we can live together. And as I think Jabari said, it's only the leadership which is the issue, because the people on the ground, both the Israelis and the Palestinians, are, at the end of the day, they're both the Semites, so they should get on well together. And the Palestinians definitely prosper working with Israelis.
Roger, is there anything you'd like to add?
There is, actually. One of the other reasons I created this documentary was to try to educate my children, my grandchildren, and my peers' children who really are kind of being tormented to demonize Israel as being apartheid and colonialist. And there's nobody giving them the correct and the true picture of what is actually happening in Israel and in Judea and Samaria. And so that was a big motivation for me to try to get this documentary seen by youngsters, teenagers and early 20s. But also, it appears that there are many older people who don't understand the history of these times and the creation of Israel. So it's a tremendous feat of ours to have to be able to educate a lot of people.
Now, how can people see your documentary?
Well, they just go to YouTube and type in "Settling the Facts." It's as simple as that, and it will come up free of charge.
Okay, great. Roger Walters, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure.